We came up with this yesterday. It's called On the Line. We want to use some statistics to demonstrate just what is on the line for some teams this weekend. Monday night, the Dallas Cowboys play Arizona. The Cowboys are fighting for their playoff lives. If they lose this game on Monday night, their odds of making the playoffs fall to 9%. And can we get that nice tight shot on Jeffrey Saturday?
0%. Jerry gave him that much chance.
Here's
back
the thing.
week before the first week of the season.
What's the very, very, very old, like the little girl with the curl when she was good, she was very, very good, and when she was bad, she was very, very bad. Like when the Cowboys are good, they suck me in.
Yeah.
Like they make me believe.
You get baited every week. Yeah, you get baited every week. You come in here every week and tell me, and I say, Greeny,
those two right there, be like,
every week.
They can score a lot of points.
Yeah.
I mean, the offense is so good.
Yeah.
Except defense.
The defense
championships, right?
They got to figure out something.
They
don't have to.
Just like a little speed bump. Not even like a stop.
They don't have to.
I got two defensive guys at my table. Okay, let me ask the question.
I can answer the question.
Go.
I mean, it's much like when you ask Jeff about anything offensively, the answer is run the ball.
Yeah.
If you're going to ask me about a problem on defense, blitz.
Yeah.
Blitz is the answer. You need to be more high variance. So, like, either you create a big play, they're going to score one way or another.
Right.
So, like, either you need to be creating turnovers and creating havoc for an opposing offense, or they're going to make a big play on you. It's too late, I think, to try to address some of the wrong.
You don't think it's
for sure.
An 8-minute drive and then score?
No, I think,
for sure.
They like that. They like that.
And at least you get your offense back on the
Right,
field.
but
you know what?
It does make sense. And you cause a turnover somewhere, a fumble somewhere.
But see, that would assume that guys will be able to carry that out.
That's right.
You know, play after play from a mental standpoint. They can't even do that with playing basic front and coverage. Like they're having a coverage bust all over the place. Yeah. So there's a lot of deficiency on this team. It's not just a physical thing; it's a mental thing. Because a lot of the big plays, what are big plays? Big plays are usually mental errors, right? And this football team gives them up over and over again.
Yeah.
So they can blitz.
Errors,
Are they going to do it right? I mean, all their work has to be done in the offseason, man.
You can literally turn their tape on at times and have no idea what's going on. Like on
the defense.
Yeah, on the defensive side. That is as much as exciting as it is to watch Dak, and Dak's going to have a whole lot of opportunities to put up a bunch of big numbers, and because you're going to have it's going to be track meet after track meet. But the reality is, it's too hard to stay that efficient.
Look at any company, though. You are what you pay for. And
that's right.
Before the season, they made a very strong claim that, hey, Dak Prescott is going to be the highest paid quarterback. CeeDee Lamb's going to get his. We're going to end up paying all these different players other than the defense. And they let DeMarcus Lawrence walk. And they let Jordan Lewis walk. And then they trade arguably the best defensive player in all of football.
Yep.
What seems like now 60 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
So you pay for it. They were looking to be the Bengals of last year. We're going to outscore you, and we're going to do not just enough.
But how did that end for the Bengals last year, right?
Exactly.
Well, they were in it. The thing about it, the Bengals were in it to the last day. Like the Cowboys, they don't look like they're going to be anywhere near in it to the last day. Go ahead, sorry.
No. I'm just saying, look, think back to how long Jerry has owned this football team and some of the great teams that he has presided over as owner. Think about how they were made up. He went and got Deion Sanders because they knew back then that they needed a shutdown corner.
Yep.
They had Charles Haley. They had Darren Woodson. But these are the kind of players that they had. I mean, those aren't just scrubs. Those aren't just guys who are just barely hanging on.
That was in the early stages of free agency, and other people were unsure how it operated, and he was spending money. I think, but you have to give him credit for the talent that they've acquired. They've drafted well.
Where?
Will McCoy
on the offensive side.
Yeah, they've drafted well
on the offensive side.
Absolutely. I think that this team has been able to bring in talent, hold on to the talent, and get over the next hump is another question. And I don't know if that falls on Jerry or if that falls on, well, it always falls on Jerry because it's the decisions that he's made, even if it's the coaches and the players that are in the building. But talent hasn't been the issue.
No, I got you. I don't think.
Trayvon Diggs.
I don't think the changes.
These are good players.
I don't think the changes in free agency and the advent of the salary cap is what has kept this football team from being what it needs to be. It's been choice.
Yeah.
It's the choices they've made.
No, I guess I was trying to explain what was happening then.
No, I got you.
You're pointing to Deion Sanders, and I'm sorry to steer this towards Jeff, but the difference actually is that line.
Let them know.
Those teams were built, and when they were good in the early stages of Dak, they had the best line in football.
True.
If you look around the league, it's a consistent team.
But they shut people down on defense.
They bludgeoned you.
Let me give you another team. Let me jump to another team. This one I think might surprise everyone. The people at the desk here have not. All right, we are back on Get Up. We are 6 days from the NFL trade deadline. And so I want to do a little something here called Who Would Peter Call? And with the most flattering photo we could possibly, and I mean that seriously.
I know.
We just put a picture of Bradley Cooper in the wall and said,
great,
it's going to be Peter. But anyway, so we got our insider, we got our front office executive.
All right, here we go.
You're going to tell me, if you right now, as we're approaching the deadline, you tell me what phone call you would make if you were working in an NFL front office, and we'll see what Lewis thinks of it. What's number one?
If I'm the San Francisco 49ers, they just acquired Keon White from the Patriots, I am calling the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm calling it to put it. And yet you look at it, and they look clueless also. I'm calling the Saints, and I'm calling for a 36-year-old linebacker, Demario Davis. I just need a veteran leader out there right now at this point. Yes, we know that they got Kenny Clark, and that's who Jerry was so excited about. What is happening in the back end, and who is calling the shots? To me, Demario Davis, 36 years old, last year of a contract, Saints going nowhere. It's a good win for both of them. Put them on a team that can at least contend.
What do you think?
Yeah, here's the only problem with Demario, though. You just wonder how much tread does he have left on the tires, and he's one of the people I respect the very most as far as linebackers are concerned. So if I'm looking for a trade for Dallas right now, I'm looking for a guy who can help me now and a guy in the future. How about Devin Lloyd down Jacksonville? How about if he was on the block with the way my man can play the run and the pass, and as young as he still is in a contract year, that may be a call that I'd be trying to make.
I hear you, but I get the thinking, Peter, and I like it. They need an adult in the room on
that's true
to see if they can salvage their season. All right, one more. Steelers.
Pittsburgh made a move overnight. They got Kyle Duggar on the back end. Deshaun Elliott goes to the IR, but I don't think they can be done. I'm calling the Jets, and I'm going to Aaron Rodgers' old teammate, and I'm asking for Quincy Williams.
Back to business again. 44-24. The Cowboys now sit at 3-4-1 this season as their playoff hopes continue to slip. The Cowboys are plus 400 to reach the playoffs at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. And according to our ESPN analytics, they have only a 19% chance. Earlier this morning, my buddy Jerry Jones, my Southern brother, my Libra brother, he spoke on how he views the Cowboys moving on forward.
I've got to do better, and I think that's the best way to say it. We didn't play well across the board for whatever the reason against Denver. It was a big game for us, disappointing.
Here we go. How much belief do you have in your Cowboys, Chris Canty?
Depends on how this game goes against the Arizona Cardinals, but I do think there's a path for the Dallas Cowboys to be able to get to the playoffs. There's a path for them to be able to compete for the division title. I will say this, I think Jerry is right when he says that they're not one player away from the defensive side of the ball, but they are going to get a player on the defensive side of the ball back in DeMarvion Overshown, who has now entered the window to return to practice. If you couple that with being able to add at the trade deadline, then all of a sudden you have the ingredients for that defense under Matt Eberflus to take a jump in terms of improvement. And I'm not saying that they're going to be an elite unit. They just have to be not god-awful.
Middle of the road.
Because they have what is the best offense in the National Football League. And I get it. Didn't cover themselves in glory on the road against the Denver Broncos. But every unit, every player is entitled to a bad day. Dak Prescott is playing outstanding football. He leads the league in QBR. He leads the league in completions. He's second in passing touchdowns. They have all of the elements, all of the ingredients on the opposite side of the ball. They just need to find some help on defense, and I do think that help is on the way. I think this is a lot of